What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 12 of my Total War Warhammer 3 Mother Ostankya Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we have finally moved Mother Ostankya out of the Blood Marshes or the Skull Road or whatever chaos wastes territory she was and teleported her via the Jinxed Land Hex and down to see Festus. Festus and his, I'm not going to say main stack, but probably, I don't know, maybe his only major stack got destroyed along with Festus himself, and Mother Ostankya is ready to either obliterate or occupy all of his territories, hopefully before the Empire seizes the opportunity, as the AI does like to be sort of opportunistic in that manner. We are also starting to move towards the end of the campaign. We got 2 more hexes to unlock before we unlock the final, which is the goal for our campaign's long victory, as we already did the short one a long time ago. Now, in terms of what we got to do this turn, I'm actually not so sure that there's anything. We are still recruiting, units for a bunch of armies in order to sort of max them out. I'm still quite concerned about this little Bernhob's Brigands rogue army because they could attack us at any point, and frankly, if we have an army to spare, we'll probably send one just to wipe them out because it kind of bothers me, especially this. Why are there so many of them around here? It's concerning. I've always found it a little bit of a weird sort of game design that they make it so that the rogue armies split off like this into like tons and tons of little tiny mini rogue armies, and then like what is the purpose of this? But anyway, other than to be annoying to the player. Anyway, Mother Ostankya, you're gonna move first. I guess we'll start with the Black Pit here, mostly because then we'd otherwise have to loop back around, though Brass Keep is a tier 5 and probably a good place to occupy. But yeah, we'll start with the Black Pit. Probably allow us to auto-resolve it real quick. And it's not like we could reach Middenheim in one turn anyway, so we'll just loop back around to it and probably lure Lorne Forest as well. Easy little auto-resolve, easy little occupy, and then hopefully we can trade the place. Collect income. Hopefully we can trade the place to these guys. I'd actually love to trade Marienburg from them, as long as they don't lose their main settlement, which is Wrecker's Point. We'll see how Iber here does. Whether he goes for Altar of the Crimson Harvest or what he does otherwise. Maybe we can catch Elendilling out as well with this army, possibly. Would actually be potentially pretty interesting because these guys have a ton of Glade Guard, and we'd actually have to catch them with our troops. And fighting elves might be a little bit fun, turning the sort of the fear of the forest back upon them. Anyway, let's see if anybody else needs to move this particular turn. We're still waiting on a few armies, a few troops. Serena Catron has already fought a number of times with this army, and if we fight with her again, I'd like to fight with the Ice Guard and then whatever else. We've got, I think, a couple of turns until Little Groms are ready to be recruited. Yeah, 2 turns, and otherwise the armies can wait to be maxed out. Vasily Grigorovich, or Guyovich rather, I think you're okay. A bunch of Atamans, and no, there's nothing else to do. Alright, fair enough. Skip, and let's end the turn and see what Iber does. Please stay away from Wrecker's Point. I would really like to take Marienburg. Not that it really matters at this point in the campaign, in the sense that while it would be a nice settlement, it would take so long to grow to tier 5, even in vanilla as compared to SFO, that it probably wouldn't matter much. Karakadrin wants an alliance, probably because they are now on the verge of being wiped out by Azag, even after we did all the work. Rude though it may be, and oh, you're gonna abandon Wrecker's Point? Elendilling's gonna take Pack Ice Bay, eh? Interesting. Alright, Ala begins outpost construction. The Black Pit immediately receives Plague, but I don't think that Ostankya is particularly concerned about it. We could try to save Wrecker's Point with Ostankya. Move in here. Iber can maybe reach it. On the one hand, I don't really care about this faction, but on the other hand, it's not like we really care about this territory all that much either, in the sense that it was territory that we'd be trading anyway. So let's move towards Wrecker's Point, see if we can't head off Iber, and who knows, maybe thinking that the spiders are weak, as the auto-resolve has a tendency to do so, they will attempt to actually attack Mother Ostankya themselves, though that would be somewhat crazy. Defeat Lokir Felhart. Somehow I don't think that's going to happen. They're a little bit far, although, would we be able to use the Jinxed Land on him to teleport him to a territory of our choice? That would be kind of interesting. And a way to actually do these... Honestly, we gotta see. I don't know, because I haven't played Mother Ostankya before, but if that is indeed the way it works, that would be a really interesting way to get some fun battles. Just select some really powerful armies, Be'lakor, Lokir, etc., and then just keep teleporting them to Ostankya until she's defeated them all. Maybe send a scout to find Skulltaker, etc., etc., etc. It's certainly an interesting idea. I wonder if Manny is nearby as well. Anyway, what I want to do here is you, Lubova Golovac, you... With upkeep and upkeep, double upkeep, you're going to leave this army, though it's going to make the army a lot more expensive. Yeah, like 800 gold more expensive. And then this should reduce it to 400 gold more expensive. Still a bit, but, you know, better. And then we're going to move you towards the edge of this territory. We're still waiting for little Groms and possibly bats in this army, but for now you want to be at least close enough to HAG to respond to this. Though frankly, even if they do wipe out Karakadrin, it doesn't really matter much, because we weren't looking to get anything from them. Like, I built gyrocopters, but I don't think we really care. It's the Masters of Innovation stuff we care about, and actually, speaking of... Alright, not enough to build another flame cannon, but I'm sure we'll get those going for Kastalton. Kastalton, you stay right there, bud. Maybe we should upgrade your Kossars to at least temporarily better Kossars, because Azazel might react to moving towards Zoishank. At least the possibility exists. And if you have to fight him, it might be a toughie. You can go, I don't know, Tempest Ice doesn't really matter. I'm just going to keep training Ice Witches now. And ooh, what are we at here? 98 out of 100 versus 63 out of 100. Fair enough. Alright, Yevgeny Dmitriev, your army is ready to go. We're going to put it up on the border between us and the Greenskins, because while we're safe for now, they will eventually attack us, and, well, yeah. Konstantin Bukowski, now your army is kind of in a weird position in the sense that it's actually supposed to split off into two completely different armies. One to be the single entity army with the, with Gotrek, Felix, Ulrika, and blah blah blah, and the other to be sort of Kossars and winged Kossars. Although I suppose, on the other hand, if we think about it, what we might want to do is maybe use them like this for now. I guess another question would be, where do we exactly send them? Malice, are you raiding Boris Ursus's territory? Are you sure, bud? Is that a good idea? Do you really want to face off against him? I don't think that you do. But I suppose fighting Dark Elves might be a little bit of a different sort of situation than we're currently in the sense that fighting them would be different than fighting Chaos, at least to some degree. I guess it depends on which Dark Elves you're fighting, but anyway. Certainly feels different because of all the range. Alright, fair enough. Konstantin Bukowski, you have war delegation, well... Yeah, this army does need to be split off into two armies. Alright, we'll do that eventually, but for now I guess you can command it and keep racking up XP. If Malice wants to stay here, we'll probably attack him. Oh, actually I have an idea. Boris, go here, go into ambush. We'll see if Malice thinks, oh, would you look at that? Free real estate. But then, you know, it turns out to be very much not free real estate. Let's see who else needs to move. Boris, you're in ambush stance. You're in Katrin, you're stuck until you get your ice guard. Ottomans don't need to be moved because Stelton's in ambush. I don't remember who you are. Alright, you're just guarding here because we can't have Golgi move towards us. And Vasily Guyovich, you're kind of in the same position. And I'm hoping that Malachi... Yeah, you know what? Can we clear this? Wait, did we tell Malachi to attack anybody? Occupy target? No, we didn't. Okay, so hopefully he's just going to go after Wulfric and the Norskin stuff, because we can't really leave here because of this and this. Which is, yeah, potentially kind of an interesting position. Anyway, Tech Thief, our first and possibly only Tech Thief. We just don't have the capacity with Kislev to have a lot of Tech Thieves, though admittedly, it's only turn 48. We've covered a lot of ground and done a lot for the end of the campaign, despite it being only turn 48, so we're still pretty okay. You, go find some elves so that we can trade with them. Huh, looks like Be'lakor decided to help attack Jotha. Oh, wow. Good job, Be'lakor. Torquerali's a tier 4. Damn, what the heck happened here? Mazdamundi seems to be helping, and they are allied, so maybe we can trade with them at least. Interesting, interesting. I'm always interested to see how it plays out with the AIs fighting, especially when it's different from, you know, sort of the standard sort of happenings, depending on the part of the world that they're in. Anyway, it looks like a couple of Ottoman have leveled up. Let's get you Foreman, and let's get you Watchman, which is the precursor to Foreman. You're good where you are. Golden Knight has moved, and unless there's heroes and buildings to be building, which is a distinct possibility, Physical resistance 10 and melee defense when in own territory. Yeah, I don't like own territory. Weapon Master is okay, but I prefer these guys to be a little bit more defensive, so I think we'll just mill through one of them. And I don't believe we have enough capacity for anything else unless we have another Frost Maiden available. We do not. Wait. Yeah, we do not. Fair enough. We could probably get another one of these as Tech Thieves, but I also don't want to go too heavy into Tech Thieves at this point in the campaign, as it's not really needed. We've gotten well, a lot of the good techs that we wanted, so not a huge concern. Anyway, let's build up whatever we need to build here. You're going to go for Hallowed Wood, and I mean, I guess we'll go for the income from all buildings. This is our biggest money-making territory, after all. And we should damn well make good use of it. Northern World's Edge Mountains, keep upgrading those Hallowed Woods. Troll Country, Hallowed Woods, go figure. And markets and farms, and I guess Hallowed Woods as well. Alright, this place we will continue to ignore. We will build... Well, we are building defenses at Howling Rock, but that probably has to be the case for this entire province. It is kind of... sort of our southern border. Ooh, Kislev ready for a tier upgrade. That's real nice. And we're out of cash, unfortunately. Ah, wait, but we can build the grazing pastures for free, mind you, because of the boon at Great Skull Lake, so we'll do that. And yeah, there are actually Skull Lakes for those who haven't seen this portion of the campaign map, which is pretty cool. Anyway, skip, and end turn, unless I'm mistaken. Let's see where Iber goes. Let's see if he attempts to attack Ostankya. I'm also quite curious whether Elendilling will actually attempt to go for him, and hey, there's Alariel, and that's why we sent the scout over here to get the trade agreements going. Looks like she doesn't want any other agreements, but that's okay. As the scout moves forward, all the other elves should be willing to trade with us. And... Huh? Wait, I didn't see what happened here. What happened there? Wait. Did rebels kill it? Mission aborted. Nordland. Oh, it was a confederation. That's kind of funny. Also kind of annoying because we still want Marienburg. But whatever. And now you are going to try to take Black Pit, eh? I assume we can't reach you directly. No, we cannot. And thus we cannot ambush you. Okay, this is going to be quite annoying. Alright, go here. Let's hope that you don't suffer attrition. And yes, I still intend to trade this as long as these guys still own it, and that's fine. Though I think they're going to be not super happy. Oh, actually, they are going to be super happy. Yeah, I thought that Lorelorn wouldn't be super happy about that, or they wouldn't be happy about us killing Lorelorn just to take their territory, but it looks like it won't matter. Ice Court. Infantry Commander versus... I'm still inclined to say Quartermaster. I always go for Quartermaster. Yeah, every Frost Maiden providing a -10 reduction, or 10% reduction in cost is pretty darn good. Anyway, we're gonna let these guys get wiped out? Oh wow, that's a lot of gobos, huh? This army's a lot better though. Black Orcs, Snotling Pump Wagons, so interesting that they're not using spiky rollers, because I think the AI was supposed to sort of start using them more. But anyway, ignore that. You will move to move to Tsarina Katrin, and you will as well, and we no longer have room in her army. Just get rid of this one Kossar unit. Alright, like so. And let me just see here. Are you ready? Yes, indeed you are, Recruiter Volkov. Now, there's... Ooh, we can build these guys at rank 9. Damn, Griffin Legion. Huh. This actually would be a potentially faster way to construct Warbearer Riders, because this guy was just waiting to get Warbearer Riders, and... Okay, Malice, you're really starting to annoy me now. We could go here and attack him, though. He'll probably attack the Crystal Spires. But fortunately we can reach it by the looks of it. Oh, wow, Boris's ambush failed. That's probably why he moved there. Alright, go for one more turn. I don't think he can attack it either way, with this army there as well. We'll see how he reacts to all this. A bit of a standoff, but frankly, if we can get the Masters of Innovation on our side in that particular contest, that would actually be quite nice for us. Hey, they took Doomkeep. Good job. And the reason that that would be nice is because as long as we maintain sort of positions with enemy factions where we're close to them, with the borders close to that of the Masters of Innovation, we can still attack, or we can still benefit from cheap recruitment as an allied recruitment, which is nice. Anyway, Yevgeny Dmitriev, keep moving southward. We'll have you raid the orcs, maybe. It'll piss them off, but you know. Can orcs even not be pissed off? That's the question. Anyway, Kastelton, Ataman, Voloshin doesn't need to do anything, but these two have leveled up. Oh, and right, we need to keep recruiting if we have money. You can go into distributor, I guess. We're still probably going to want to try to move towards drill instructor, though. Yeah, you're not at Stormweavers or anything like that either. And we're at exactly even now. I am quite curious, and ooh, it looks like the Orthodoxy has been overtaken by the Ice Court. That's certainly something to pay attention to. Anyway, Recruiter Volkov. Do we get you moving immediately with the Ice Guard? Wait, you know what we need to see? We need to see where the other recruiter is in this. Coming in 1 turn, so we could just get you back, but then it'll be a few turns wasted. I'm fine either way, to be honest. So let's get a few little Groms on field like so. 1, 2, 3. I didn't really make a good count of how many little Groms we need. I suppose, yeah, well, we probably want to wait until we get another army on field, because it'll be a huge debuff in terms of the, we can get the Zargard at high ranks as well. Put a couple Zargard in Kastelton's army, since he's kind of melee heavy, and we don't really have the melee. Yeah, let's do it. 2 of these Zargard. Let's get a couple Griffin Legion in here as well. Since we're doing elite units, and just build another little Grom. Maybe we can have a couple of little Groms with Kastelton, do melee plus a little bit of artillery range. In fact, maybe that might be a little bit more interesting since we haven't really used a lot of them, admittedly. As in 0, as in we only just got to them. Oh, it's still expensive to recruit them.
I deserve a larger retinue.
Damn, I was wondering whether we could get to Renown and Fear, but it doesn't look to be the case. Alright, fair enough. Still want to go there, though, so let's get you, I don't know, Logistician. It's not like you'll ever be fighting. Nah. Alright, stay there. Everybody else is good, and we probably won't have enough money to upgrade any buildings, which is a bit of a shame. And probably can hold off on upgrading the troops as well. I wonder if this guy's going to try to attack them. Good luck, sir. Vasily Guyovich, you're stuck where you are until we figure out what's going on here as well. So you're stuck, as I said. Foreman, good. And Scout. And Tech Thief, yes. Let's move you here to find some elves. And the Golden Knight. I thought you had move. Oh, no, it was the Tech Thief. They were both down here, which is why I got confused. Anyway, go to Mount Silver Spear, and Chaos Dwarves are nearby. Once Tsarina Katrin has her sort of buffed up army, we can have the Zargard, or Ice Guard, fight the Legion of Asgore a little bit, just for fun. Might not even bother taking their territory, I don't really know. Let's double check diplomacy, as I forgot to do it last turn. Middenland wants, I'm gonna say no. Marienburg has now 3 territories, I guess they already did. Might wipe them out just to take their territory, but also might not. Jade Court wants to be friends. How do they feel about... oh, they are indeed at war with... Well, that's not great. I think we'll ignore it for now. And hey, Western Provinces Defensive Alliance, that's an easy one. Yes, please. I'd even go so far as to say we might want to quickly build the building with you, but anyway, for now, or the outpost rather. Sigwulf and Lamondal. Frankly, neither one is super likely to be one that we're gonna go after, but it's the only option we have right now in terms of those missions, so yeah. Let's do the Witch's Hut, even though we probably won't be using any more of these, just to avoid the desyncs, and if in fact it is from the desyncs. But who knows. Alright, keep building these. They're relatively cheap. And whatever you can, there we go. How much do we need here? 236. Well, this is Purification Chant, removes all corruption from the target settlement province. And I think this is... it has to be your province. We could do it here. Oh, it already has no corruption. Well, darn. I was hoping for some corruption. Go figure. And there's none to be found. Do we have none anywhere? I guess it also stops the corruption rising, so we could still do that. Where's corruption actually likely to rise? I mean, as soon as we leave this province to our allies, I guess it doesn't matter, just use it on this one. Just to put it on cooldown and no other reason. It would be cool if the empowered version would actually allow us to target enemy territories, because then you can decorrupt chaos territories, which I think would be quite neat. This place is already kind of decorrupted, so it's fine. Yeah, just do it. Alright, like so. Just to get it on cooldown, we'll do the Coven's Curse mark next turn as well. Otherwise, we'll end the turn. Let's see what Iber does. Probably going to be too afraid, Warden Ripkin. You're kind of just sitting there waiting to see what HAG does. And I'm also very interested to see what Mr. Malice Darkblade does. At least him hanging around there sort of leaves us an open opportunity to attack him whenever we want, and thus to get some battles. If the... Oh, why didn't I do that? We could have just done the military access with Lewin. Anyway, ally begins outpost construction. Great for ally. Trait gained, ready for duty. Recruiter has returned. Range for Kshina ambushers and campaign movement range for all armies. Ever full Kovsh. Leadership +8 in an area, which isn't horrible, especially for our basic troops, though with Buy Our Blood it makes it less useful for certain other factions, so the Brass Cleaver will certainly take. Mission aborted. Defeat low camera... Oh, I was going to teleport him to us, or at least try. Brass Cleaver, Kislev Kossar. Okay, you don't need that. You have a Smuggler. Who are you? Oh, you're just a HAG in an army. Okay, that's fine. Hey, another Smuggler. Okay, that one you can certainly keep. Oh, that was a Smuggler I was just talking about. The rest of this, we always have been going with the... it's not horrible, but anyway, we'll continue going through Glacial Blaster. As in the Storm trait. And yeah, okay, so it looks like the escort has now considerably overtaken the orthodoxy, meaning we need to build some more orthodoxy buildings. Maybe we then get these back up to their highest level. Let's do it. 7 + 7. In fact, it looks like them not being completely destroyed was a boon to us, so, well, I'm not mad about it anymore. Let's see what we got in terms of techs. Upkeep production for Frostworms, Elemental Bears, and Incarnate Elementals. We don't have a lot of those, admittedly. So it's still not a crazy useful trait. I do like the passive Frenzy for all bear units. Oh wow, we don't have any techs here either. There should be something that increases range for gunpowder units, and I think a separate one that increases range for pistol units. Though admittedly that's just Kossars, but it's a fairly decent sort of set of techs. And we can move down towards buffing up the Streltsy and the little Groms as well. Why not? Assuming that there's nothing better for the state sort of upgrades. Oh, we do have the Ice Court control. And just to get the Ice Switch Lords up and running. Hero capacity for Frost Maidens ain't bad either. I do like the magical damage for Lords. Melee Reflection for Ice Guard, though we will be starting to use them soon. Zargard, Ice Guard, more buffs for the big boys, and upkeep reduction for armies led by the Ice Switches and Serena Katrin. Oh, Guardian for Ice Guard. Go figure. Living up to their names and all that. I'm just double checking if there's anything super useful here, but I don't think there's anything crazy useful. Oh, I do like the growth, though. Trade, relief columns, diplomatic relations with Empire, and allegiance points gained. Ooh, upkeep production on in income from all buildings in 7 turns. Yeah, let's do that. I like it. Upkeep production and income from all buildings faction-wide. That should pay for itself. We'll do that. Once again, it's not like we really need to upgrade our military, in the sense that it's plenty strong. Okay, this guy's starting to annoy me now. Would we be possibly able to land here and attack him? I wonder. I'm gonna say no. I mean, we could move immediately to Dietershofen. Oh, actually, if we did, we might actually trap him. Huh. I kind of want to try it out, just to see if we can make it happen. Alright, let's give it a try. You go here. Let's see if we can trap him. I don't know if this is sort of the intended game mechanic, but it could be. Ah, we can't actually land. Okay, we might have been able to from this side, but we probably won't be able to. At least not this turn. Alright, sit there. Might still... Well, we probably won't be able to trap him next turn now, unless he actually wants to directly fight us. Which would also work for me, admittedly. Also, what do you have? You have the Armored Kossars in combination with the Kshina Ambushers and some Winged Lancers. Probably want to replace these guys with maybe some little Groms and maybe some War Sleds, maybe light War Sleds since we're not using them elsewhere, just to keep the army a little bit different from other armies. So the Kossovite Dervishes and Winged Lancers are in this here place, and then this is Skilled Craftsmen. You know what, we'll start with Winged Craftsmen. Winged Kossars. Yeah, this is fine. Let's do that. And if we need to adjust it, we'll adjust. You both have the Saliak's Lullaby, and I will deal with your points later. Anyway, Mother Ostankya. I guess we could just go for Lorelorn. The only problem is right now Lendelling is there, and oh, we have the Coven's Curse Mark. Oh, actually, let's do the Coven's Curse Mark right here. Oh, it has to be in our own territory, doesn't it? That's not helpful. We need to get it on cooldown, which is why I want to use it now, but I don't think... Aha! Actually, I do think. Coven's Curse Mark on... What? Enemy army in your territory. He's not technically an enemy army unless we declare war on him. Alright, freaking... Okay, fine. Boris. Can this army reach Port of Secrets? It cannot. You cannot technically reach Malice, but that's just fine. We're going to put you in camp right here, and we'll see how these armies react. You are going to move into the Crystal Spires, like so. Then we'll declare war on Malice. And we do have military allies in the Masters of Innovation and Reichland, so we will ask them to join. I really wasn't intending to bother with these guys, it's just that they're kind of annoying now. Yes, declare war, call allies to help for the missions, so they will join. And speaking of the missions, nothing. Alright, fair enough. Then we will have the Coven's Curse Mark activate. It's more important that we use this to get it on cooldown in order to get closer to the next Hex and the next Hex battle, quest battle, whatever. Let's keep going through these as well. It doesn't really matter which ones we do, as long as there are plenty of them. There we go, good enough. Alright, and Mother Ostankya, back to you, Kent. Well, this guy's not stuck, but we should probably still chase after him. Let's go this... Oh! Wait, I thought you were immune to Chaos Attrition. I thought we built the... Yeah, you should be immune to Chaos Attrition. Am I wrong? Huh. Oh no, you're immune to Chaos Wastes Attrition. Frankly, you're actually immune to Attrition anyway, so it doesn't matter, but... Okay. I guess she's not immune to Attrition, she just doesn't suffer a lot of it. I keep staying there. Looks like Azag has killed off Karak Kadrin. They do have one more settlement remaining in Grom Peak. I wonder where they'll go. Oh, what if they try to jump to Karakaraziak? I kind of don't like that. You know what? Let's move through their territory close to Nasharak's lair. I want to see how Azag continues to play this. I do have another army there, so they could very well try to attack Borden, and just in case they do, let's get points up and running. Ursun's Favor doesn't do anything for us here because Battle Engineers takes care of the war sleds. So I think we're just able to get you in... Well, let's get you Ursun's Protection. Even Orc Archers are going to be a threat to you, though the Orc Archers, or at least the Savage Orc Era Boys, are a lot more threatening in SFO than they are here. Anyway, you... Let's get you... maybe Blizzard? Frankly, neither one of these matters so much because we already have the spells that we're super likely to use. Let's get you Frost, or Ice Sheet, or rather, there we go. Alright, so you're ready to potentially fight. Ataman Volkov, you, with all of your Serena Katrin favor, or Ice Court favor. I'm probably partially responsible for this, but what can you do? You need to move towards the Greenskin territories. Like so that we can prepare for the attacks next turn. Ataman... I guess you're also going to go through to drill instructors, so let's get, I don't know, musterer, campaign, movement range, local guide. Let's do local guide. Alright, and that's Boris Ursus. He is where he is. Serena Katrin's waiting for her troops. Konstantin Bukowski is waiting to... I mean, frankly, he could attack this right now, but I kind of am more interested in seeing Boris do it. Even though we do have these guys here. We might still attack Malice with them, but Boris probably wants the trait. Well, they could both use them. I'll think about it. Anyway, Ataman, you will be upgraded as well. All of our Atamans are leveling. Leveling nicely. And I guess you're going through Distributor now. Everybody has Foreman. Kastelton, you're still waiting for Zazel to do something, and he's still refusing to do something, but he is providing us value. Where are you going? Okay, so their main stack is here now, and are you telling me they've got 2 more full stacks here, or close to it? Damn. I really am starting to regret letting those guys live earlier. Granted, we had other things to concentrate on, but there's a lot of them now. Alright, let's move the last of the heroes, and then we can end the turn and fight. Go to Crookback Mountain, maybe. Oh, these guys also did a good job wiping out Tretch by the looks of it. I don't know if they're friendly with the orcs. They are very much not.
As expected.
Wound, I guess, just for you. Oh, wait, just to double check. Yeah, let's get the campaign line aside. I was wondering whether any of these abilities would actually help her in stealing tech or, you know, hero action, success chance, that sort of deal. Anyway, Golden Knight, you're supposed to join this army. I'm kind of not sure what to get rid of. The Cossars were here temporarily only, so they don't really matter, so let's just delete one and put you in. Like so. And then the army is more or less complete. Frankly, we can take the Patriarch out, and then put the Patriarch back in. And actually, speaking of Patriarchs, do we have a better one? Judicator. I can get you on field for a few turns and then delete you later, just because you're giving us a little bit of extra orthodoxy points, and clearly we're in need of them. Delete. Alright, you stay there, bud. Who else?
Noble of the Oblast.
Well, let's double check here. Oh, right, Scout. Yes, go find Aatane. They will be a good trading partner if we can actually get to them. Damn, though, not as good a trading partner by the looks of it as Avalorn. They did well. Anyway, let's go. Quick deal. Trade agreement. Aatane is not wanting to trade with us and is at war with nobody. Huh, really? You're not even at war with the... You're not even at war with... No diplomatic contact? Wait. Cult of pleasure. Huh, yeah, they really don't wanna. Go figure. How much money do you want for this? 2,000 gold? You know what? I'm thinking they'll actually ask for it themselves, so we can just ignore it. Military access. Yeah, let's do a few of these. Kuran, my bad about not doing this earlier. Especially since we're great friends. Exiles of Neheki, yeah, why not? Non-aggression pact. We're trading already. Wood Elves might not be super happy about this, but who cares? We could teleport to them and take their stuff if we wanted to, so yeah, they can cry us a river. World Walkers want peace now because they're having a little bit of a tough time with Malachi, especially since, you know, Wulfric was defeated by some rando, and it looks like we're good. We should double check our boons, and we should double check the recruiter. The recruiter that isn't quite as good as our other recruiter. You know what, we should probably get a few more of these things in the woods up and running, but these ones can all be transferred, or some of them can be transferred to Castelton. Alright, we'll deal with that in a sec. Skip, and end the turn. Alright, let's see what Malice and Co. do. I want to see where these armies go, whether they try to menace Boris, but it's not like he's going to be particularly concerned. If they had like 4 armies willing to attack us immediately, then maybe, but oh. Are they suffering attrition because of the Chaos Waste? Why are they suffering attrition out there? And why did they leave Volcano's Heart, their own territory, to start suffering attrition? Toddbringer. No. No Todd for you. Bring something else. Let's see. So you moved out here in March stance in range of Boris. Okay. Wow, these guys have a lot of armies. Good for them. Mother Ostankya, ambush foiled, mission aborted, Reichland, I don't know why, Bilious, whatever. What do we have here? Alright, once again, I guess it's... Well, we've been doing Patriarch capacity so far, and frankly, I guess we gotta continue. Although I do not dislike the recruitment cost, minus 2% for all armies faction-wide, I will admit, but character experience gain is just so nice that it's still worth it. Anyway, Boris, I think your Patriarchs are fine, let's wipe out this army. And then we'll move forward. Maybe we'll just have this little army defeat Malice then. And we're rapidly closing in on running out of time, so let's wipe this army out, see how those Dark Shards fare. And I believe this is our only Griffin Legion sort of pack, so let's make fun. Let's make use of them. I've had too much coffee today. Go.
Our lives matter not. Think only of your glorious motherland.
Alrighty, here we go. Bears sauntering forward a little bit until the Griffin Legion catch up, and don't they just look fantastic? Definitely one of the coolest looking cav units in the game, with the golden and ice barding that they've got, and those wings on them as well. Anyway, they're gonna have some fun this particular battle, and so is the elemental bear, the frozen heart of winter, to which, ooh, and it's ice and fire here a little bit with the hearth blades of Dodge, or Dodge's hearth blades, and the heart of winter moving together. But anyway, Boris gives these guys regeneration, which powers them up pretty considerably as well, and they should work quite nicely together. And of course the feral ice bears as well, so yeah, it's a pretty nice army. Anyway, we're gonna start off with Boris charging in towards various Dark Elven range units. We got Shades and Dark Riders here, who are also going to meet the charge of the winged hussars and the Griffin Legion. And there we go. Dark Riders versus Griffin Legion is a terrible matchup, and the Dark Riders will get absolutely obliterated. However, the other units are probably going to have a little bit of an easier time, as in the Shades, as they will actually be able to fight back. Anyway, a few point-blank shots from some of those Dark Elf Corsairs, but they will get run down by the Griffin Legion in rather short order. And the Oath Brothers of Tor have arrived and are distracting and destroying 2 units of enemy Dark Shards with gusto, while Boris has gotten the enemy Lord down to half HP already. And there we go, and it looks like the enemy has activated Murderous Prowess. The Hearthblades of Tor and the Elementor Bear are absolutely tearing through their center line. In fact, their center line has, by the looks of it, already collapsed. And so is their right flank, as the Griffin Legion move in to support the rest of our units. This army is going to get destroyed rather quickly. I believe Boris has already killed off the enemy Lord as well. Bears working together with the Griffin Legion, who frankly, since we have the feral ice bears, do fairly nicely in this army as well, even if we don't yet have the war bear riders, because at least we have bears of various kinds. It almost feels really strange that Ostankya gets the use of the feral ice bears and the regular feral bears, and the rest of the Kislevite faction doesn't. But it is really nice to have them on the field, and there we go. With that, the enemy army will shatter, and the battle will be ours. The battle will be ours. The real battle, the real battle was the friends we made along the way. Anyway, nice to see all of these units in Boris's army, and it only makes sense for him to have a hyper elite one like this. Alright, there we go. That went pretty much as expected for the poor Dark Elves, they being in the march stance and us having the probably most elite army that we currently have. Very, very nice. Oath Brothers of Tor did fantastic, 171 kills. The various Griffin Legion did very well as well, racking up 117, but not to count out the feral ice bears here. 11,000 damage and 137 kills, getting the most other than one unit of Zargard. Pretty impressive. And you gotta love that icy aura that they've got, because it really does help. Anyway, we'll take the money because, well, we are running a little bit low, and in fact we're about to drop negative yet again. Wouldn't be surprising anyway. And Boris, go back into march stance, and I really doubt that these guys would even attempt to attack you here, so we'll send you here. Anyway, I guess with the reinforcements we should probably attack Mal's Darkblade's main stack. That I think will be a lot tougher because of the Cold One Knights and the Bloodbrag Medusa, and especially because of Malice himself, who is insane. But I think we can still overcome. So, in terms of what we want to do for this particular battle, technically speaking, all of you guys are supposed to be Winged Lancers, so we'll upgrade you to Winged Lancers. Feral Ice Bears are fine as they are. You guys were going to eventually be upgraded to Armored Cossars, so I guess we'll do that as well. I mean, technically speaking, they weren't even supposed to be Cossars, but this army will still serve as it currently serves. Let's get your firing drills for the Cossars, I think. Like so, even if we do sort of switch up the way that this army works. You will get Blade of the Skaven, which gives us lots of defensive stuff, which doesn't really help here, but it gives you the Dancing Blade ability. Pretty solid buff and debuff. How long for, however? Just out of curiosity. Duration 23 seconds. Alright, fair enough. Dragon Slayer, armor, oh, heavy arrow ammunition. Sure. Garlandir's fall accuracy plus 90, Beast Slayer wound recovery time spell resistance for the entire army, immunity to psychology for the entire army will be nice. Battle healing cap plus 50% for... ooh, I like the casualty punishment rate. And the hunger, of course, for Ulrika herself. Anyway, good for you. Gotrek, you got 1 point. Well, you're going to get Blade Master, as that feels the more appropriate pick here, and I guess the same thing goes for Felix. You, Random Patriarch, have Celiax a little by, let's max out replenish troops, and we will get healer, but you're a ways away from rank 20. Anyway, we are definitely out of time, but I think we still will fight this because, well, it took quite a long time to get here of admin, so let's do it real quick. Go.
I promise you, to fail me brings worse consequences than the blades of these cars.
Ooh, that was pretty cool. Ostankya. Ulrika gets hit with a fireball, but silhouetted in fire like that was pretty darn neat. Anyway, Ulrika is going to have a little bit of a shootout with the enemy Bloodrack Medusa. I don't expect her to kill it, because our army will get to the enemy army long before she does, but it might still be something fun to do. We also have to wait for Gotrek and Felix to join the fray as well, as I'm also quite interested to see how they fare against Malice Darkblade. Anyway, it looks like we've been firing away at the enemy Medusa for a while now, and ooh, here comes a little bit of cav-on-cav action. Dark Riders versus Winged Lancers and Cold One Knights. A rather elite unit of Cold One Knights in the sense that they have high veterancy and buffs from Malice himself, putting their stats way, way above that of the Winged Lancers. It does look like we will support them a little bit with that Melkot's Mystifying Miasma, and look at them all shed their HP as they crash into each other. Fairly fun aspect of two sort of lance cavalry type units smashing into each other, very much getting full damage on both of them. And there we go. The enemy, however, does have a little something we don't, in that they will smash their Scourge Runner chariots at our Winged Lancers, who are going to back up. The Dark Riders have lost, and the Cold One Riders are backing up, although it looks like our Winged Lancers here also suffered quite a bit of damage. Actually, fairly even in terms of them and the Cold One Knights. Same thing is repeating, or about to repeat itself, over on the left flank, as more Cold One Knights will face off against the Winged Lancers, together with a little bit of Dark Riders backing them up. And we'll see how the cavalry fight here. At least in the start of this battle, there doesn't appear to be any desync as these units face off against each other, which, well, I guess there's no room for desync as they both had the orders to attack each other. The rest of our army moves on in regular feral bears together with the piles of armored Khazars to face off against the Dark Elven infantry. Malice Darkblade is, I believe, charged on right through our army, and we are going to try to go after him with Gotrek, Felix, and Ulrika, while our lord might attack him a couple of times, but thereafter we'll face off to move away, rather, to attack the master. Alright, and it does look like some of our melee troops are around Malice Darkblade, which is a bad sign, because they shouldn't be here. Maybe they're just going to move past them, though. But on the bright side, Gotrek, Felix, and Ulrika have arrived, and will all begin their fight against him. Malice is a tremendously scary lord. Even with the debuffs, he's got 77 and 94 melee attack and defense, and this is, I believe, pre-transformation, and he'll only get scarier from here. Otherwise, the battle is going in our favor, though we are starting to take a little bit of damage, and while we do have reinforcements on the field, we're just going to leave them there, because I would much rather to actually fight this fight. As in one-on-one, keep it interesting, keep it fun, etc. Anyway, Black Ark Corsairs versus the Armored Khazars is an interesting matchup, and I do wonder who would beat who in a melee. Medusa's out here as well, and we did try to engage her in combat as soon as we could, and prevented her from killing off too many units with her railgun, but she did dish out some damage. She is off location, however, as in she shouldn't be here, she should be out here, meaning we are unfortunately in a desync. Malice is still fighting Ulrika and Godric and Felix, all three at once, while they're getting healed by the Patriarch, though it looks like the Medusa was pushed out to sort of accidentally join the fray. Which she shouldn't be. When I fought it, when I played the battle, the Malice was basically fighting them one-on-one, and ooh, see the Penumbral Pendulum completely out of position. Should have gone through the enemy army, and it goes through kind of our own army instead. Well, what can you do? And for this particular replay, I actually disabled the other mods. I disabled both Warband Upgrade and the other mod as well, and it's still desynced, and clearly it isn't the mods that are causing it. We also don't we also have been using the same mod in with the Warband Upgrade mod, and lots of mods actually, like 3 times as many mods in the Catholic campaign, and that has had no desyncs whatsoever. I think because this is now pure vanilla and it's still getting a desync. I think there might be something wrong specifically with the Ostankya, something that she does. Some kind of stat or ability that causes desyncs in vanilla. Look, Skulltaker has desyncs in vanilla, but that's from execution most likely. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, with that, Mouse's army will break. He had a nice little duel with all of those 3, but well, we only saw a little bit of it, but we can still see that he did plenty of damage. And I believe, yeah, we can see Gotrek here down to a third of his HP, and his healing cap was up. So we were just trying to keep him in the fight against Malice. Anyway, still a fun fight, desync or not, I think, and we will get to see Malice hit a few more of our units, though I think the rest of our units are unaware that he's here anymore. I might fight him a little bit. I will think about it, but I think I might make this I might make the next episode the final episode of this campaign. If the desyncs are going to continue like that, there isn't too much point, but I do still want to do the quest battles for Ostankya, the 2 or 3 that she has remaining for the last hexes. So I think maybe if we decide to do the final episode, the next episode we'll do a sort of time skip just to going to those final quest battles and the sort of final fights for Ostankya as well. Once again, I'll think about it. I'm gonna maybe try a few more experiments with the desyncs, as in maybe verify game files, reinstall the game, reinstall the mods, or re-up the mods, etc., etc. Then once again, I don't think it'll do anything, mostly because the Catholic campaign is absolutely fine in terms of the desyncs, which is weird because once again, the desyncs in this campaign started about mid-campaign. But if it's not the mods, since this desync has happened without any mods, I'm not entirely. I'm just genuinely not sure what the heck is up with Ostankya. But if Skulltaker gets tons of desyncs, and Elspeth gets tons of desyncs when in vanilla only, because I played both of those with pre-release builds and they both got desyncs, then that means there probably are other lords that do suffer that sort of situation. But anyway, as you can see, Malice is still fighting a little bit as Gotrek and Felix have moved away, but I do believe the battle will, and as they're no longer aware that he is there while we chase down the rest of the enemy troops. Alrighty, there we go. A really fun fight. The Scourge Runner Chariots didn't lose a single model and completely obliterated one of our units of Winged Lancers, which once again we could have let run, but well, for the same reason that we didn't use the garrison, I wanted the fight to be fun and fight it. Fun fight it was. I'm just now really hopeful that the desync didn't ruin it. We'll see if there was a desync. But anyway, the Malice Darkblade duel versus Gotrek, Felix, and for a little bit of a time, Konstantin Bukowski and Ulrika. Ulrika had to back off after fighting Malice for a little bit, but then provided a little bit of supporting, casting in both Gotrek and Felix together with all that support and healing and buffs from the Patriarch. Nearly got killed by Malice. You gotta love him. Underdog or not, he is one of the strongest single lords in the game, and probably could sort of solo the campaign if he really wanted to, but well, that's Malice for you. I really enjoyed that, though of course these two are at level 1 and Malice was not, so yeah. Anyway, we're gonna heal up. Guess we'll have to get a new Winged Lancer unit back, but this one we won't bother leveling from the start. That was just for fun, so yeah. And we will, I guess, heal up because this army is fairly severely damaged now. Defeated Malice Darkblade. Oh, it's only plus 30 in vanilla. I think it's plus 100 in SFO unless I'm mistaken. But anyway, you build a new. Oh, I've made a small mistake here. I just realized we can't build Winged Lancers. We can build straight Griffin Legion due to the building, but we deleted the building afterwards of the Winged Lancers. Oh well, not a big deal. We can always, I guess, level one up, but I'm not waiting here for 2 turns with this army, so not gonna happen right now. Anyway, you stay here, or at least encamp and then start moving forward. Since this war has started, it started. Anyway, with that, folks, we're out of time, and I'm gonna have to call the episode here. Ooh, new boon. Well, I'll take a look at them between the episodes. Anyway. Azazel's ready to go, which is great. Also, Slaneshi giggled because our armies are starting to get in a good place as well. We'll deal with those later. Send the Ice Guard down to Serena Katrin. Send the things in the woods and the Zargard to Kistalton. Probably some little Groms as well. And then the rest of the little Groms to our gunnery army here, which is getting ready to fight Azag as well, which should be fun. Ostankya will probably be attacking Lorelorn after... Oh, Festus is back again. Well, isn't that annoying? We'll still have to hunt him down, but it's not like we're in any hurry, at least until... Oh, I did want to test this. Oh, it is an army belonging to you. Unfortunate. It would be really cool if it could be an army that isn't belonging to you, but, well, I guess then... Who the heck are we even going to teleport up here, then? Oh, no, it is. That wasn't the empowered version. We can indeed teleport Festus right here. Alright, so we'll do that next time, and then hopefully we can hunt him down and kill him again, his main army, with his tank, and then keep that in mind for any future armies. Like, we could teleport Golgi out there, or whoever we decide we want to fight. Be'lakor is also a really good option, plus I kind of find it hilarious to do that specifically to Be'lakor. We could teleport Count Noctilus to Ostankya rather than bothering to fight him ourselves, or find him ourselves. It's a really good curse. Frankly, I wish it had been available from the start, because we would have been teleporting random high-level armies from the very start of the campaign. But anyway, a few more episodes left of this. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.